post tree, we would now look into random forest. So let's just click over here, right? Now by default random forest has 500 trees. If you want to increase it or reduce it, you can do that also. Now obviously, how many number of variables you want to be randomly selected at any point in time, right? That by default over here has come as 5. You can change it basis your own choice, right? So that's a call you want to do, right? Again, randomly a variable is selected. So say for example, in this case we have 33 variables, so 5 variables at random without any base would be selected from the 32 variables, because one is an independent variable. So 32, so one is a dependent variable and 32 are independent ones. So out of the 32, 5 would be randomly selected at any node. So at the root node, say 32, out of that 5 variables will be randomly selected. Then based on the variable importance, one of the features would be finally selected to bifurcate the data. Next node, again the same process will be followed. So this is going to be a normal process. Again here you have two algorithms. One is the traditional, which uses random forest, and second one is the C forest. So you can try both of them, right? So you can specify the sample size also, right? But we are leaving it as blank, okay? And then there is nothing else to do. You just have to press execute. Okay, install the package, one time install. Yes. Now if you want to see the area under the curve, for this you will need one more package, PROC, and you just say yes to that also. Now you can see the confusion matrix over here. So the no's have been properly classified as no, 860 elements like that. The yes has been properly classified, 24 like that, and these are the misclassification. The 12 over here and the 133 over here, right? So for the yes class it's 0.84, for the no class it is 0.01. So if you go down, you can see the area under the curve over here is 0.5696 only, which is not that great, right? You can also look at variable importance. So it will also specify that which variable is important. Okay. So now what we can do is we can look at, say, the evaluate. Again, you won't be getting a great result over here because it's quite evident over here only that the area under the curve is not great. But still, if you want, so I'm doing the OOB ROC, out of bag predictions for each observation in the training data set. Some error which we can see over here because of some package issue. Okay, ignoring that, you can check the rules. Obviously the rules would be quite lengthy. So you have 3.1, rule 2, 3.1. So because you don't have one tree, right? So if you just go down, you will have how many trees? Many trees, right? So it will be quite lengthy one. You can evaluate the model if you want, or you can just go for the conditional one, execute that. So let us give some time for the tree to be built. This is the second method. We have used the R part, this is the C forest. I'm sorry, we have used the random forest and this is the C forest. Okay, again the same variable importance and all those things. The tree, if I click on the tree, this gets activated and I can see the tree formation how the tree has formed. You go and evaluate for this also. If you want, you can evaluate. So I'll say, let's look at the ROC and execute it. So you'll get a graphical representation of the ROC curve over here, 0.84. You can do that on the testing data set as well. Okay, so it's dropped a little bit. Let's redo this on the traditional one and just execute it. I'm rebuilding using the random forest and then going into the evaluate and doing it on the validation data set. So we got a 0.82. It's rounded over here to 0.83. Okay, so you can build your models over here, you can test them. So this is how you will do the random forest models using Rattle.